How are we doing? How's everyone doing today? All right. Everyone's doing well. Okay. How are you guys doing? Oh. Hopefully everyone's doing well. New week. Things are definitely opening up now, so I guess getting back to a little bit of something.
What's
Ah,
up?
hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. We'll give people a minute or two to get in
I
and
hear
join
you.
us,
And then I
and
can
then we'll
set
get.
up this a little better.
All right, right.
You're like, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's good. That's good, right?
No, that is good. You
All
got
right.
you got the great setup. So, you know,
Please.
yeah.
I'm when like the sun is coming down. I'm like, yes, perfect lighting.
Right. See, exactly. Like I said, I'm this artificial lighting that I have is not gonna do as good as that natural. Is it all window? I always wondered that in
That's
your apartment.
why.
Is it all
Yeah.
okay?
It's
Yeah.
like,
Right. Okay. You don't
so
okay.
it's like the
You don't have to
light is
show off.
like,
Yeah, you don't have to show off. It's
you asked.
I Oh, but that's good. How are you doing?
I'm doing very, very well. Thank God.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm in a good place. I'm in a good place.
Good.
A lot of
Good, good.
growing happening
Huh?
fast. I
Growing?
said a lot of growing happening fast.
Oh, that is always good.
Yeah, it's like one of the when like parents you stop seeing kids for like a month, and then you're like, how the hell you got this tall?
Right, right.
That's what's happening. It's like
Good.
a,
That is good. And now that
a
things are opening up, so
I think yeah, they are.
that'll help a little bit. I know like gyms aren't opening up yet out there, are they?
We're in phase two, but gyms are in phase two. I mean, a lot of private gyms are already opening up, or
Okay.
didn't actually even close. They just set some standards and like they had just setups for you have to like schedule your clients at certain times. There was
Right.
only a certain amount of people per square footage there,
Yeah.
so that's still been happening. But a lot of people wanted to stay home, so a lot of my clients just decided to like join my classes and like keep it there until like things got a little people eased into this
Right.
new reality that we're living.
Right. Pretty much. Pretty much.
Yeah.
So we'll go ahead and get started because I know everyone is coming in and people will come in as we go along. But introducing Edgar Lantigua. Did I say it correctly? I was so scared. I was like, I gotta make sure I
No,
say it
you
right.
got it. It's Lantigua.
Lantigua, owner of
Yeah.
BullStrongFit. Edgar is a personal trainer, kettlebell fitness instructor as well, out of New York City, New York. So
Yes.
I'm very excited to have him on today. I wanted to ask you, starting off, growing up, did you have to deal with any type of weight issues or anything like that growing up?
I absolutely did. Yeah, that was one of my many struggles was growing up, and I fluctuated a lot in weight. And I think that weight always played a part in the way that I felt about myself.
Okay.
So it was I always go to this reference because you can see pictures of me through, you know, like elementary school and stuff, and you will see every year, like I would fluctuate because I was always conscious of my weight. So I would try, but then it would just come back. And, you know, I didn't really have the best eating habits. I'm from the Dominican Republic, and your parents, if you don't eat a full plate of rice, you're not eating.
Right.
Like if you don't eat certain things, she's like, you know, she's like, what do you mean you're not gonna eat this? Or you're not, you know, so diet and cultural factors played into that. But I always dealt with my weight. I always did.
How did that weigh on your mental health? I know as kids we don't really look at how it affects us mentally, but as you grow up, you can kind of look back and see. How do you think that affected you? Because, you know, like you said, coming up in that family culturally, they push you to eat. I was the same way growing up in a Filipino household. All we ate was rice with breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So I get that. So how did you take that and how did you transform that into kind of changing?
So, I mean, to be honest, I think that it shaped so much of who I was.
Right.
In many, many ways. I could tell you 101 different scenarios that I remember that weight was an issue, references to my weight happening. You know, you start to like internalize those things, and those things kind of become you in a way. And, you know, you don't know how to separate, you know, yourself from your weight.
Right.
Everything becomes that, you know, and images of beauty, not necessarily, things have changed now. I'm 35 years old. But back then, you know, TV, everything plays a part, you know, and you only fit into certain roles. And, you know, I remember a funny story, something super stupid, but I remember I liked this girl in school and I really wanted to ask her out. And I finally got the guts I asked her out. And her response to me was, she said, me and Edward, a friend of mine, she said, me and him make an 11. Me and you make a 10. Because I was fat.
Okay. Man, that's rough.
That stuck with me for years.
Right. Yeah, I'm sure.
I was probably like 11 or 12. But, you know, that just sets a negative tone. That you kind of like subconsciously, you're always carrying that. And
so,
go ahead.
So when did the shift happen? Like, when did you get into fitness and what pushed you into that world?
So I think that I kind of like, I was looking to fit in. I wanted to fit in. I wanted to be cool. I wanted to, you know, aesthetically feel good about myself. I didn't want to, one of my struggles, I used to like stand in the closet and put on clothes, try some things on, and things didn't fit well. And I remember I would last hours getting dressed.
Yeah.
Hours going like this to my t-shirt, pulling it. I would wear a tank top, a shirt, and then another shirt to just kind of like smooth out and like try to feel comfortable in myself. And I think that when I hit like 19 years old, you know, I started working and started meeting people that went to the gym. And I met a really good friend of mine, Malcolm. And Malcolm was like, yo, come to the gym with me. And he taught me a chest routine. And I took it and I ran with that chest routine.
Yeah.
Because one thing that the gym did for me was I didn't realize that I used to deal with like anxiety and I didn't know how to channel certain things and dealing with stress. I realized that taking that time out for myself, yes, in the beginning it was all vanity, but I quickly discovered that it was good for my mental health.
Okay.
I felt better. I was relaxed. You know, I really enjoyed a meal now because after the gym, I was even hungrier. So I wasn't guilty about eating anything. You know, I changed my ways. So it kind of became, the gym became after work, backpack. I used to work in Brooklyn. I used to have my gym gear with me, work an hour ride up to Harlem, straight to the gym.
Right.
To 8 o'clock. I used to spend an hour, 2 hours at the gym. not an hour, for sure, an hour and 45 minutes, 100%.
Right.
And that started the shift. And then I found something that allowed me to be creative. I found something that, more than anything, gave me some time to myself. It boosted my confidence, and it just went from there. When it
Awesome.
came to just like me getting physically fit for myself.
Okay, and I was going to ask you that. When did you feel that change? Because I think we all start off as kind of like, we do want to fit in. We want to have
Correct.
the body that everyone else has. But when did it switch for you where you said, you know what, this is going to be more than just about looking good, but feeling good, and then, actually being healthy? When do you think that switch was for you?
Um, I think that it quickly changed to understanding that it was good for my mental health.
Okay,
That I got literally immediately.
right.
But I think that you start getting praises from friends, and then I realized that people wanted help. You became the to-go-to friend. You became that guy that people, regardless of then, for lack of a better word, I ain't no shit. I
Right.
was just dedicated and
Yeah.
consistent with what I was doing. That was my only difference between me and someone else, and I guess I started, quickly helping and bringing friends to the gym, and it became like a little community in some ways. And I
Yeah.
think that it started to feed my need for helping and wanting to help others, which I knew I wanted to, but I never knew how I was going to do it.
Right.
So that started to feed, in a way, giving back
Okay.
and helping and like motivating, and it's things that I always wanted in my head as a kid. I thought I wanted to become a teacher because one of my biggest influences was my grandmother, and she was a teacher for 34 years, and I admired the patience and how a mentor can change your path. So I kind of like started to tap into that and seeing that I was affecting other people.
Awesome.
So
So
yeah.
where did the name BullStrongFit come from?
So, as you may know, I'm a Taurus. I'm a May 3rd baby.
Yes.
And, as cliche as it might sound to the people that don't follow, horoscopes and stuff, but I always, when I would read things about Tauruses, it was like me, like all
Right.
the way. I was like, if this is ever wrong, if they say that the stars are not aligned correctly and this was a sham the whole time, well, I was part of the sham the entire time.
Right.
Because I would read things, and I'm like, Jesus Christ. Like,
Right.
that
This
is
is really
you, the
me.
good, the
Yeah.
bad, the ugly, the nice. I was like, so I always had that attraction for bulls and stuff. So when Instagram popped up, I was like, I need a cool name.
Yeah.
Like, I need a cool name for Instagram, and it just kind of like I started writing, and I had a couple of other ones, and it was Bull Strong for a while, and then I added the fit once I became certified as a trainer.
Gotcha. Awesome.
Yeah.
So why kettlebells? Because I know no one was really introduced to kettlebells real early. They've kind of popped up onto the scene, whether they were on it before or not, but
Right.
they've become a little bit more popular than what people were used to just doing regular kettlebell swings. Now people are doing, like yourself, full workouts with them. Why go down that route with kettlebells?
Well, I would say that I stumbled upon kettlebells when I joined this gym in New York, and I just I've been a trainer for a while, but I was like training friends and doing that and doing that, and I'm like, you know what, I got laid off from work, and it was an opportunity. I had like a severance package, and I didn't really have to work, and I already had started training some of my coworkers. They're like, Ed,
Okay.
I'm gonna come to the gym for you. Like, I know that and I'm gonna pay you. I got you, whatever. And then I was like, ah, it's cool, whatever. Just come, and we did it. And when that happened, I took that time to kind of like sit down and like just look at myself and what I was doing, and I always wanted to start my own business. So I was like, you know what? If I'm going to take this civic, I need to get certified. So I joined the gym, and through them, I decided to get my certification. And I joined the gym, and I didn't really even know what I was going into. Because once I did, and I started walking around the gym, and they have you clean the floors, and they have you doing all this like floor work in the midst of that. And I remember seeing these guys swinging kettlebells in a corner, and I was like, "What is that?" That is it. I mean, these guys' legs were amazing legs,
Yeah.
like quads. And you could tell that it took a different type of focus. It took a different type of technique, and I was captivated by it. And these guys were really strong guys, and they're not like bodybuilders.
Right.
They're not bodybuilders, but they could do some really, really impressive stuff. And I was just like, "Hey, I'm new here. Can I? When are you guys working out?" And they were amazing. They were amazing. They were like, "We work out every day. This is what we do. We start at 1 o'clock. We start at 1 o'clock when the gym slows down, and we're here till about 4:30. Come in." And I just started, like, I started learning from them and sitting down with them, and I would just watch them, and they took me under their wing. They really did, and I just fell in love with the amount of work that you have to put into it and focus. And one thing with kettlebells is, which with anything in fitness, which I've learned as I've gotten, as I've grown, you have to, I lost my train of thought, but you have to learn how to use your body. That's what I'm getting to.
Yeah.
If you know how to use your body and you start to learn anatomy and how you move and how everything is connected and the body is one, kettlebells teach you that. You cannot pick up a kettlebell and not engage your whole body. With anything. Dumbbells,
yeah.
I think that it's easier to just go ahead and like slack off. But if you want to perform something well with kettlebells, since the center of gravity is in the middle, it automatically activates your core.
Okay.
If you pick a kettlebell in, you have to retract your lats. So it's a lot of more work, which it just gives you better results in a way, in my opinion. But it's all connected. I don't think that that's no longer the only tool to go to, but it's definitely a one tool that you could do anything with.
Well, that's interesting, because I was going to ask you, do you prefer a kettlebell workout to a free weight workout, with dumbbells and benches and that nature of workout?
As of right now, I do.
Okay.
I do. I am missing my barbell.
Okay.
I am missing a barbell. Like, you don't understand. I want to do a bro workout and like just pump chest.
Yeah.
Boom, boom.
So I guess I don't have to ask what your.
Okay,
I was gonna say I don't have to ask what your favorite workout is then, right? It was a joke.
Yeah, squats.
No, we've been open for about 2 weeks now, so it's been nice to get back in and get underneath a bar and squat.
How is that? How is that working out?
So I just used the gym.
Setting wise.
So it's the way they set it up is kind of, I think they rushed it, honestly. But I just use the gym just for leg days, honestly. I can do everything else outside of the gym, but legs, I want to be able to push some big weight. So I just use the gym just for that. So, but everything else, it is that. So I was going to ask you, what do you think motivates you? What motivates Edgar?
Oh my God, I have so many things that motivate me. I think that starting from, to be honest, for me, I have a drive. I want to be great. I want to help. But I think that I feel like as an immigrant, I have a responsibility for the opportunity that my parents gave me by coming to this country, and I have that thing of wanting to be successful, and I think that I've gone in different routes, not like the typical you do this and this and this to get there, because I've always had that inspiration from my dad of being an entrepreneur and building that. So I think my family motivates me. That's one of the first things. My family motivates me. My grandmother, my mom motivate me. And I think I have a responsibility to myself to be the best person that I can be. And we only get one chance to do that. And we can sit here and, you know, continue to think about who we want to be and what we want to be. But you only get one chance to do it. So you kind of have to try to do your best. Yeah. So, you know, sometimes the fear of not becoming who I want to be motivates me.
Okay. That's fair. No, that's fair. Yeah. No, that's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, so to that point, would you say you would hate to kind of go back to what you were before?
When it comes to,
let's say, the body, maybe the mental state, do you ever see that? Because I know you said it pushes you, it motivates you, but do you ever see yourself mentally, let's say, going back into a different train of thought than where you are now?
No. I think that at moments things become difficult and we try to like find other ways, but it's painful to grow at times and to shift what you kind of like have set in mind. But no. I think that I'm a very optimistic person. Regardless of if I have a day feels like the cloudiest day, I think I take every moment to grow, and I don't think I will ever go back. I don't see that.
Right.
I don't see that. Good. I take every opportunity to grow.
Good.
To be honest, so I don't know that. No, nothing would take me back to any mental state. You know, I don't know what would happen, but I doubt it. I highly doubt it. Yeah.
Now, with everything going on in the world, I know you've been out there to protest. I've seen your pictures, which is amazing. It's great. How do you protect, kind of speaking on this, how do you protect your peace? I know you spoke about it a little bit today. I don't want you to get, all right, I know. No, I understand, because we're all going through something at this point, whether we're black or we're white. There's something in our brains, in our hearts, maybe for some of us there isn't, but we are all going through something. And I've reached out to a whole bunch of people, you included, to talk about protecting your mental space and protecting your energy through this. How are you dealing with it? How are you coping with it in terms of what's going on right now?
I think that this year, you know, started off in one way, and then just things started to happen.
Right.
Like emotional, like things that really like shocked my system. I used to be a collector. I used to collect basketball cards growing up.
Okay.
I have boxes of framed Jordans, Shaqs, everybody, Kobe, like framed.
Yeah.
Like in little things that they're at my mom's house, and I gotta go check them. They have to be worth something, because I make sure that I put them in little plastic things and save it. So it started off with that one thing. Then Kobe happened, and it was like, oh, I mean, I wasn't that, you know, I was like a more of Michael Jordan, like all the time, around my time, and when the Bulls were doing that thing. But that was shocking.
Yeah.
That was very shocking and like sad and like, oh shit, like damn, life can change in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Then, March 10th. No, then around that time, I found out a friend passed away suddenly, and I was like, damn, fuck, you know, like, you know, I was looking forward to hanging out with this person this year and getting to know them more. Damn, that was a shock. And it was more of a shock. I didn't understand how much of a shock it was, because it didn't really register until like a couple of days later. Right. And that was somebody who was, you know, I was getting to know and close friend. Okay, that happened. Literally 1 week after the next, I'm getting ready to go out to work on a Saturday morning. I have like clients all morning Saturday. I'm getting ready to go. And I get a text message from one of my clients that I trained on Tuesday, and he says to me, "Hey Ed, I'm reaching out because I wasn't feeling well yesterday, and I tested positive for COVID-19."
Oh wow.
Well, this is before we got into shutdown or anything. This was like March 10th or 9th.
Yeah.
And I was sitting there like in the bathroom. I was like, what the fuck? I didn't know what to say, what to do. I automatically panicked. I texted everyone, I have to cancel. I have to see if I get tested. I was exposed to this. And I kind of went into a frenzy for like a second. So then that happened, and then we went into this. And I think that it was a lot to see, to start to, it was fun the first week. Oh, you're home. And then you start seeing numbers go up, and you start seeing people passing away. And, now you're home, and you have to sit with yourself. And you have to look at where you are, what you're doing, where you're going. But you don't know where you're going because this is something that's happening, and, you're fearing now for your health.
Yeah.
And fearing for me, one thing that motivates me is my family, and I freaked out. My grandma just turned 91 a couple of days ago.
I saw, yes. Happy belated birthday to your grandma.
Thank you. And that's my baby.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh fuck. And then not being able to see her, not be like speaking to her, and she's like, "You're not gonna come see me." I'm like, "I can't come see you, grandma."
Yeah.
I can't. So that started to play a lot, So my coping mechanism was 2 weeks into it. I said, okay, I have to set classes. I have to find some type of normalcy to my day. So I have to create a schedule. So I came up with my mobility classes in the morning, strength in the evenings, and Saturday boot camp. I had to create a schedule. Because I was used to work, come home, eat, wake up, back to the gym at 4 a.m. Bam, 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 So I had to create some normalcy, just to kind of like allow me to be like, okay, this is happening, but you're still going, you're still doing what you have to do.
Right, you'll be
okay. Working out.
Yeah.
Like working out is my best friend. That is my best friend. So I put the workouts together. I reached out to people that said they were interested, and then that kind of gave me some normalcy to create a schedule.
When the pandemic started, did it take you a little bit to adjust to what was going on? Because I know for myself, it was kind of like, oh, this is new, this is interesting. And like you said, everyone's like, oh, well, we get to stay home. But then it plays with you a little bit because now you don't have to go to sleep, at a proper time. I don't have to wake up at a proper time. How long did it take you to adjust to that?
It took me 2 weeks.
Okay.
It took me 2 weeks. I think the first 2 weeks, it was like, Zoom calls, drink, we're friends, we miss you. Like, everybody's logging on. We're like in house party, like swiping into people's rooms, like, yo!
Right.
Bugging out, and a lot of drinking.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of drinking, like, I had to be like, okay, that's when I was like, okay, I need a schedule.
Yeah.
I need a schedule. I need to go back to normal. So I went and did that. I did like I said, I created a schedule, and I needed that. It took me 2 weeks. The first 2 weeks was like, okay, it was fun, and it was a lot of fun, and like, yeah, I get to home. And then it was just like, oh, we're extending this. You need to create a schedule because you're going to go crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's understandable.
Yeah. So about 2 weeks. It took me 2 weeks, but then I think that it got heavier and heavier as we went.
You guys
we
used to
couldn't get masks. We couldn't find masks, and that starts playing with your head. Now it's like, okay, we're gonna order food. We're gonna order, but now like everybody's freaking out about going to the supermarket, and it started to play like I need hand sanitizer, and it just became like this whole new like thing, and like washing my hands all the time.
Right.
coming from outside, full shower.
Right, yeah.
I
understand, yeah. So shifting gears a little bit, I wanted to talk on the nutrition aspect and ask you, what is your nutrition like as far as what your goals may look like for physically.
Okay, so my goal when I started, I really just wanted to trim down.
Okay.
My goal years back, I was the guy, oh, I don't want abs, I just want to slim down. Right? That was me the whole time. I don't want abs, that's it. I just want a nice chest and nice arms. That was me. So I quickly realized that my body responded to lower carbs.
Okay.
It responded well to complex carbs. But I kind of went left. I cut them out. No potato. Like carbs were like the enemy.
Yeah.
You know, I always kept a high protein diet, but it wasn't the best diet when I started back then because even if it was fried, if it was like protein, I'll have it. But it wasn't a well balanced meal. I wasn't having good greens. I wasn't having vegetables in my diet. Pretty much, it was like lettuce and steak, lettuce and chicken. But it worked for me.
Yeah.
It worked for me, and I have a huge sweet tooth, so I would stay away from carbs just so that I could eat my sweets.
Okay.
And kind of like keep that like one thing. I kept that one thing for myself.
Yeah.
So yeah, right now I keep a high protein diet. I try to mix up my diet. I do eat red meat. I do a lot of fish, salmon, chickens. I try to break it up throughout the week. I fish twice, chicken twice, one steak once.
Okay.
A lot of protein, a lot of eggs, a lot of quinoa, a lot of avocado. I am like a fiend of avocado. I love avocados. Egg whites, omelets, a lot of vegetables, peppers, red peppers, green peppers, yellow peppers, asparagus, kale. So I try to balance my plate, and I've learned that your plate has to be colorful. And in order for it to be colorful, you need to have fruits, you need to have veggies, you need to have, your greens, beans. So I struggle at times, but for the most part, I try to have a consistent diet. And then if I'm on vacation, it is what it is. I'm not thinking about what I'm going to eat or not going to eat. I prepare for my vacation, and then that's that. Sundays, I eat whatever I want. It doesn't matter. And I do a lot of this.
Okay. So
I
a lot
do
of
a lot of
juice.
juices.
Okay.
Yeah.
You do
The moment I
homemade
want to
stuff?
slim down, I start replacing my meals with a lot of juices. This is beets, orange, carrots, ginger, and lime.
Okay.
But it's I found this, it gives you a really good boost before a workout. I don't know what it is. I think it's the beets. It's amazing. Like it's it's literally like a pre-workout, but like a natural one.
Yeah, beets do that.
Yeah, and then I do a lot of green juices. And the green juices you could go like I put everything in it.
Yeah.
Kale, spinach, pineapple, ginger, green apples, pepper, aloe. And one thing I would say for the green juices, people are like, oh, they don't like them, and I'm like, that is your best friend.
Right.
That gives you gut health. You are regular, like you are regular. You go to the bathroom all the time. It's like, but it gives you energy. It gives you a different type of energy. So I do replace a lot of meals when I feel like I'm getting up there, and I don't go by numbers. Honestly, I go by the way I look. I do step on just to have an idea of where I am.
Okay.
But it's not healthy to continue to jump on the scale.
Yeah.
Honestly, like over and over. I don't like my clients. We wait you the first day. We stick to the program, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, whatever it is, and then we jump back on. If we follow the program and we stick and be consistent and you make those small changes just by adding water to drinking water. A lot of people don't drink water.
Right.
People drink a lot of sugar. and they don't realize that they are intaking way, way more sugar than they should. If you stick to certain things, you will drop the weight. You will drop the weight. You don't, you necessarily don't even have to exercise. It's what goes into your mouth.
Yeah.
And you have to try to find new relationships, replace meals, or replace not necessarily meals, but your palate. You can't go from eating XYZ and then just completely changing. You need to start replacing things. White Wonder Bread, now we go to wheat. Wheat still not that great. Now we go to whole grain. But it's a process.
Yeah.
Because
it's a
your
good way to
palate
look
has
at
to
it.
get used to it.
Yeah.
Because if not, you're just going to go right back to what you used to do.
Yeah.
You got to get your system, give it a chance to be like, okay, all right, I could do this. Oh,
Right.
all right, and always have fruit. I always have fruit because when sometimes you're hungry, you grab an apple. Just grab an apple and you will be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So speaking on food,
tips, but.
yeah, no, speaking on food, and we're talking about healthy food, what is your go-to cheat meal?
Burger.
A burger from anywhere specific or just a burger in general?
Well, I would say for somewhere specific, my cheat right now, it will be from this restaurant in Harlem. It's called Maison. It's a French restaurant.
Okay.
Right now, oh, never mind. Wait, I just tried a new burger from this other restaurant in Harlem, Clay, and it's amazing. So my to-go-to is a well-made 12-ounce cheddar, bacon, lettuce, tomato, red onions, avocado, fries, ketchup and mayo. That is like, my friend's like, you're not gonna order a burger? I'm like, okay, I've stepped up my eating game when I go out. Like, I just don't order burgers anymore. That's actually my emotional trigger. Food. If I'm not in a completely good place mentally, if I'm a little down,
you go to the food?
I go to a burger.
Oh, okay. Right to the burger.
Right to the burger. Yep. The burger's not that bad. It's the French fries, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day.
Burger is like so much protein. It's more like the fries. Right. Like guilty pleasure.
So because I know I've talked to a lot of people, and we talk about their cheat meals and that as well. And I remember my first guest, Alex, the first guest I had on the show a long time ago, and we talked about.
No, people know what I'm talking about. The burger. Yeah, I'm sorry. The burger.
No, you're fine. Yeah, the Maison. How does alcohol come into your diet? Because I know we have to kind of account for that as well.
I think.
Is it a big thing for you? Is it a big thing for you to drink, or you can do without it for a couple weeks, or?
To be honest, I never stopped drinking. What I did was people in the fitness industry are alcoholics. Not that that's a good thing. I'm just saying. Right. Like that myth of like, when you haven't been a part of it, you're like, what do you mean? Power lifters power lift and then go drink beer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they're power lifters, so they're like putting weight over their head into a snatch and a squat. Like, a beer's not going to do anything to them. Right. I never stopped drinking. What I did do was going back to sugars, I changed my sugar intake. My to-go drink, I love a margarita, but my to-go drink went straight to being vodka soda and lime.
Okay. So you just took out the mixers, basically.
The mixers. I took out the cranberry. I remember taking out the cranberry. And one thing that when you start working out and you're in you start changing your carbs, one drink and you're good to go.
Yeah, very true. Very, very
Once
true.
that change starts to happen, one drink and you're on the floor. So it kind of like had benefits, like, oh, it helps me also like spend less money when I'm out drinking.
Right, very true.
Because I'm kind of like not taking in so many carbs to suck in the alcohol when I'm out.
Yeah. So as we wrap up here, one of the biggest questions I want to ask through the COVID pandemic, and then obviously the pandemic we're dealing with right now, What's the biggest thing that you've learned about yourself? What has Edgar learned about Edgar through this all?
Oh boy. I've learned so many things.
Okay.
I've learned to be patient with myself. I learned to be patient with myself, but I also learned that you have to put plans together. You have to put a plan together. Plans work. You know, you have to. One thing that I actually learned, not getting on the topic, I really learned that you need to be able to shift. Things can change at any moment, and you need to be able to adapt. You need to be able to adapt and change. You can't be stubborn and think that things are only going to work in one way. You need to be open. You need to, be willing to allow things to play out differently and be open. To be open, you have to be open to change. A resisting change can be very devastating because you're not allowing yourself to grow. When change comes in something, you grow from that. So I think that you have to embrace it. You have to embrace change and do whatever it takes for you to, be successful and whatever changes come. If it is that you have to read more, you have to educate yourself more. It's part of the game. People that made it, people that strive, people that you see have it all or that achieve things that you would say, wow, they had to adapt. Things are not easy. Things are not easy.
Yeah.
And I think that you have to, one thing that I learned from this is you have to learn to adapt. Change is inevitable. It's either you go with it or you sink.
Awesome.
To be honest.
Yeah. Now, last thing I have for you, Edgar, what gem would you leave for the viewers? Just based off of your philosophy, what can you leave us with? Just a little bit of insight on what you believe and how to just keep going.
I think that I know exactly what I think. You cannot give power. You have your power. You have a responsibility to yourself. Whether it is fitness, whether it is your weight, whether it is your mental. Mental health is a little different because you might need some sort of, other outside, you need outside help. There's something sometimes you can't, get to on your own. But I think that you have a responsibility to kind of achieve the things that you want, and only you have your own. You have your vision. You could relate to somebody how many things you want, how you want to be, who you are, but only you have it. So you have to trust yourself. You have to trust yourself, and you have to believe in yourself. I know it's easier said than done. I think that I've had people that believe in me, but at the end of the day, it all comes down to how you feel and how you treat yourself. You have to be kind to yourself. You have to be good to yourself. And being good to yourself sometimes is, doing things that you don't like necessarily or things that you're not accustomed to doing. So I think that the relationship with yourself is the most important relationship. If you don't have a good relationship with yourself, and we know when we do and when we don't, and you are not able to be good to others. You can't be good to others if you don't have a good relationship with yourself. So you have to believe in yourself and have plans and jot a plan for whatever it is that you want. And you can put, somebody else cannot give you your value. You need to know your value. You can't put it into somebody else's hands because everybody comes from a different walk in life, and you can't give somebody else that power. You need to know who you are. And it might take time, but I would say that don't hand your power out to someone else. Prepare, make a plan, and really go for what you want and believe in yourself. But don't give the power to someone else.
Awesome. Well,
Yeah,
Edgar, for all the people who don't follow you, if you could run down your social media so they can start following you now, go through that for.
Well, right now, my social media platforms are pretty much just Instagram at BullStrongFit. I'm working on a YouTube channel, which I'll probably link up with you and probably continue to work and stuff. But right now, social media, it will be Instagram and my Facebook. I've gotten into more Facebook like a little bit now, but that's not really much it. Right now, it's mostly Instagram. So BullStrongFit, I pretty much put everything on there, and then anything else I will attach to my profile. You could reach me there, DM me, and BullStrongFit@gmail.com for anybody that's interested in personal training.
And when are your classes again?
My classes are Monday, Wednesday, Fridays at 9 a.m. I have a mobility class, and then I have a strength and conditioning Mondays and Wednesdays at 6. And Saturdays, I have a boot camp at 12 p.m.
Great. Well, Edgar, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, man. I was like super nervous and all this. You know what? But now I'm like, looking forward to this.
Yes. Awesome. We will chat
really
after this.
Appreciate it.
No problem. I'll talk to you later.
All right, man. Take care.
All right.
Bye, guys.
So I'd like to thank Edgar Lantigua for joining me on this episode of Focus TV. Sorry, my brain is kind of moving a whole bunch of different ways. But this Friday, I'll be speaking with Noble. His last name starts with an A. I don't want to butcher it, so I'm not going to say it. So Noble A. But Noble's a good friend of mine out of Philly. He owns his own athletic apparel company called Paradise Performance. So we're going to talk to him a little bit about that. Also, Noble played for Villanova, a D1 school, played football out of there. We're going to talk everything about fitness, his athletic apparel company, what's going on in the world, and all that craziness. So this Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, Focus TV. I'll see you guys again on Friday. See you.